that again. Let's just start off with a prayer so that we can make sure that everything goes smoothly. God and Goddess, thank you for this beautiful day and all the blessings that you have given us. Please help us to find our holy work and align with it, but also to pace ourselves and to keep ourselves, solid for the long run rather than getting burnout on the small things. Please lead and guide us and help us to become the best versions of ourselves possible. Help us to remember all of the small things, the little blessings, especially when things get dark and times get hard. Help us in the good times and the bad times to become the best versions of ourselves possible. In the name of Elohim, I pray. Amen. Cool. The noontime piece of contemplation for today. It is Heritage Day, so the contemplation is our God and Goddess, immanent and transcendent, send all your angel of peace. May wisdom guide us as we accept or reject things from the past. May your angel of wisdom bless all that we pass on to the future. And yeah, I'm excited to be passing on the Holy Megillah to my future generations. And you can acquire this lovely Bible at Essene.org. You can buy it right from their website. Also, the new edition, the final edition, will be coming out hopefully in the next year. There is a timetable that I heard about today, but I'm not really sure how much is public knowledge yet. But what is public knowledge is that they're going to try to get it out by the end of the year. So if you are interested in the final edition, then you might want to just wait on purchasing this until that comes out. And yeah, I'm part of one of my jobs is getting to help number the new scrolls that are coming out. And I have done a handful so far. And that was one of the projects that I was up really late last night doing, as well as all of the slides for today's presentation for the story of Noah. So yeah, I think the email that I sent today, the last email that I sent was almost at 2:00. And then I woke up around 10. I set an alarm at 10 so that I would make sure that I didn't sleep in too much, because I wanted to make sure that I was here for the live stream, because I spent so many hours doing all of these slides to show you all of the great artwork. So I'm going to try to pull my own self together. It feels like everything is really chaotic today. And yeah, I've had a lot of things just going on recently, and traveling and back and forth from church to Mount Shasta, and so many different things that it's just been really chaotic. So I came here to the Black Bear to get some French fries and use their space. It's a little bit quieter than the high-low and a little bit better because there's no one sitting right here across from me. That's really awkward. People come in and they're eating their bacon sandwiches while I'm preaching about, reading to you about the Megillah and how eating flesh is wrong, essentially. Which I don't mind, but at the same time, it doesn't exactly, I don't know. I'm not exactly coming here for a public showing of anything. I would love to have a church in the future and even a group Bible study type things going on here in Mount Shasta. But when I come for my live streams, I'm not really wanting a live audience. So yeah, I've had people ask me before if they can sit and listen and all this kind of stuff. And usually I'm just like, no, because it's just not, I don't know, it's just not really comfortable for me to do that. I think I've had one time where I had Sage and Kyle on here before, and that was about it. But yeah, maybe in the future I will open it up to having some live guests. But I don't know why I got off on all that tangent when we have the Holy Megillah, the Nasarean Bible of the Essene Way, translated by Day of Greenleaf, available at Essene.org to continue reading. So let us jump in. I'm actually planning on just reading the first first part of it. We'll see how far we get in with my battery. I need to have some. I need to get a little dongle thing for my computer, or my phone, so that my battery doesn't die as my audio system is working as well. So cool. The other day we started reading about, I don't know where we were in my slides here. We started reading the book of Noah, and we talked about all of these seraphim artificials and generals that were on the island of Atalia with the false Yahweh, who was doing all of these horrible things. And I have a little picture of his thing too. So just a little recap here. I was actually thinking of starting the whole chapter over again, but we're not going to do that today because my mind is too scatterbrained to go through all of this right now. All right. Cool. So we ended up talking about Lilith. We talked about her son with Lucifer named Sargon. We talked about how he became this mighty king. He was evil incarnate, and he was the chief general of Lucifer's human armies. And we read about how that was pretty much all that we got into, actually, because we got all the way up to where Isaiah was born. And I apologize that this is not as flawless as I planned it to be because of my lack of sleep last night. So I kind of feel like maybe I should just wait and read the story tomorrow and get myself together, because I really want it to be perfect, especially for other people that are going to be coming in. Well, not that I don't want it to be perfect for everybody listening, but I also know that we just read this story within the last month in a pretty great way. And people that are new that are going to be coming to my channel are going to be reading through with us and like seeing all the graphics and everything being perfect. And then they get to this and it's just like a train wreck. So anyways, yeah. Okay. I think I'm just going to make the executive decision to not read this right now because I can't do it justice with this mental capacity. And I think that if I start reading it, I'm going to get drowsy and then I'm going to start getting really boring. And then I just wouldn't be doing it justice. So that being said, we're going to do that tomorrow, and we're just going to take a little bit of a detour. I'll rename the video after we're done, but talk just about some interesting things. There was this, let me see what this thing is actually called so that I get it right. Okay. Medication guide. It's called ACAM2000. You may have seen some things about it. This is from the FDA government. Come on, let me select you. Why can't I paste this? Okay. Anyways, there's this interesting smallpox and mpox. Shoot, I gotta be careful about what I say. Obviously, everybody knows that I'm anti-jab in any way, shape, or form. Even routine childhood jabs, no, like there's no need for you to ever inject anything into your body ever. I don't really agree with most of the things in the medical industry, like pulling things out, putting things in, chopping up your body parts, putting other people's blood transfusions, organ donation. Like I don't I'm a natural healing type of person, so that's where I'm going to be every time with that. But this was interesting because this is from the FDA, and I can post it in here, but it literally is saying that it's admitting that people that are getting the jab, or that will essentially get this jab, are able to infect other people. And even more so, sorry, I can't really read it while I'm trying to share it with you, but it says, for 6 weeks after vaccination and until the vaccination site is healed, avoid spreading the vaccine virus to unvaccinated individuals, especially infants, pregnant individuals, and individuals with a weakened immune system. The virus can be spread by physical contact and by sharing a bed, clothes, towel, linen, or toiletries with an unvaccinated person. And then it continues on to basically say that, you know, death is one of the risks that you could literally, even if you don't take it, they're admitting in this that if you take it and you go out, you can kill other people. So it's really interesting that they're, to me, that they're actually just blatantly saying it. Obviously, we know that they do that shedding happens. If you go and inject yourself with something, then that something is in you, and then you can go into the world and spread that something to others, depending on how that something is designed to spread. Viruses are made in genetics. This is probably going to get taken down for misinformation, but whatever. Viruses are all made in genetics labs, and okay, I think that link went in there for you guys. Viruses are all made in genetics labs, and there's different modes of transmission for different viruses. Like, they're not all made the same. Obviously, we have like the cold virus, there's like HIV, there's, different types of different viruses. I can't name them all, obviously, but just like your computer, when they get a virus, there's tons of different kinds of viruses. It's made not to make your computer better. It doesn't help your computer detox itself. It's, oh man, okay, at least I can download the video from the platform and save it before YouTube strikes me for medical misinformation. Let me see if I can afford a strike right now before I keep talking. Because obviously you're not allowed to talk about this or you get in trouble, but you can have a few little slaps on the wrist and still be okay to stream. Anyways, these things are all made in genetics labs, and they are made in different ways. So again, different modes of transmission. Some are sexually transmitted, others are airborne, others are, different ways that they can spread these viruses. And so, yeah, there's different ways that contagion is real. Contagion is not a myth. 10 years ago, before this virus is not real psyop, every truther would be like, we're not vaccinating because of measles parties, because of chickenpox parties. My kid gets sick, I'm coming out, like, I'm going to invite you all over to my child's house. We'll have a sleepover, and then everyone gets the measles, the chickenpox, whatever, and then we're done with it, right? There's no injection. There's no hiding in our houses and delaying the spread of the problem, like they did with certain other things that won't be named to trigger their system, right? Everyone cover yourself, hide in your house. Let's drag this thing out as long as possible, right? No, let's all get together and have a party, spread it around and get over it, right? Definitely not saying that with any sexually transmitted diseases or anything like that. But as far as chickenpox, colds, whatever, all of these different things. Anyways, that link is being this medication is being talked about that in some different different circles. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting that they're just actually flat out saying that people that that aren't getting it could even have this problem. And where's this other thing they were talking about? Some of the serious injuries include myocarditis or pericarditis. Most cases have occurred within 1 to 2 weeks after vaccination. inflammation of the brain and spinal cord, serious skin infections such as rash caused by widespread infection of the skin, buildup of inflamed tissue around the site that may at first look like a bullseye and will grow into a large non-healing sore known as progressive vaccinia. Anybody want any of these so far? Like, I wouldn't risk anything for any of these. Like, I would rather have my risk out in the wild. Thank you. Put me in the wild. That's where I belong. I am, I'm a wild woman. Okay. Not really. I like the Nasarean kibbutza. I like the civilization and the society that is outlined in the parameters of the Nasarean Bible. And yeah, so I'm not totally trying to go out in the woods and not have anything, not have, septic ways to deal with, waste and different things like that. But anyways, okay. Spreading the vaccine virus through the blood to other parts of your body. Fetal death, accidental infection of the eye, which may cause swelling of the cornea, causing watery, painful eyes and blurred vision, scarring of the cornea, and blindness. Severe allergic reaction. Oh, and that's the end of it. Okay. Yeah, the risk for serious side effects are greater for other people who have other problems, obviously. But anyways, I wonder how many doctors are going to be like, oh, hey, would you like to sit and read this insert before you get jabbed? Or they're just going to say, here's the newest, the latest and greatest. And then especially the older generations who I'm not like anti old people or anything, but I do think that there has been some generational differences. Obviously, there's outliers in every generation, but the older generations that may have been more likely to follow and not ask questions so much. They also didn't have access to all of the resources that we have that can empower us and make us feel like or can help us to know that we are able to make medical decisions for ourselves, that we don't need to have, this whole idea of, oh, well, you don't have the doc, you didn't go through the schooling, you don't know what the doctor knows. Why don't you zip it and let the doctor do the thinking for you? You don't know any better than them, even though they are outside of you, right? You know yourself the best, and you should be your own healer. Of course, the Nazareans, we have the tribe of healers, but really healing someone is helping them to heal themselves. And we can do our different modalities, but ultimately it's you accepting the healing. And the healer, a true healer, is going to want to share those ways with you so that you're not under their, like a doctor, for instance. Come on, every month you're getting your, I don't know how often, especially the elderly people, do their checkups, right? But it's like you're an annual patient, you're a customer, that's a continuous paycheck for them. A true healer will actually heal you, because that doctor hasn't healed you. You're their customer. You're on life support of some sort, because they're basically just keeping you alive at that point. When you have to open up those little tablet things, the old school, like when people have like 100 tablets to take throughout the week and they put them in little daily slots, and like that is not living. You're just on life support, and they're keeping you kind of like barely alive but suffering, so that these parasites are feasting off of you. And unfortunately, the doctors and the nurses, as well as much as they might want to heal, as good-hearted as they might be to go into nursing or being a doctor to actually heal and help people, the industry that they are in is not designed to heal and help them. It is designed to create repeat customers, to ultimately fuel the suffering machine. That's what it's going on. These parasites behind the scenes are, hovering over the hospitals and just sucking in all of this pain and suffering, and all the sadness and everything that's going on. And they're easily able to even cause mess ups, right? Why did that surgeon leave a scalpel sewed into a human? Well, probably because they were being messed with by demons so that the suffering could continue, right? You're kind of stepping into their, oh, it's kind of creepy to think of like Frankenstein's monster, you know, the lab that Frankenstein's monster was created in, and like you're going into that, right? They're like, oh, we can fix that. Let's just go and cut this vein out of your leg and sew up your heart so that you can continue your heartless diet, which is why your heart failed in the first place, right? It's kind of a very direct spiritual connection that is linked with the carnivore diet, with eating a bunch of animals. Your heart is not working. It stops, literally physically stops, because you're not being a loving person. So um yeah, and also interesting to think of like the terror and stuff that the animals feel and how that could potentially also cause heart issues and all these other functionality issues that when you eat those animals, that's exactly what you're taking on. Yeah, I think that hard-heartedness, that lack of using your heart, and then you end up with a heart disease or a heart attack or something like that. It's a direct connection to me. So yeah, for some reason. Let's see. Okay, cool. Anyways, I'm gonna probably jump off of here and order some French fries. I did get some salad. I almost said salad, but this is not salad. I said salad because of this delightful piece of garnish. Yeah, okay. My plan is to get off of here and to be ready to do the book of Noah with you tomorrow and not have any of these mistakes. I'm going to drink some sleepy time tea tonight and get in bed extra early and make sure that I am ready to go so that this does not happen again. I'm only, not so sorry because of the fact that I was being really productive and I just got so much done with the Noah slides. I got done the next chapter in the Holy Megillah that I was doing some stuff with. I've had some email correspondences. I almost said correlations, but some correspondences with the outcome of me being able to help more with the proofreading and the editing type, just kind of the back end stuff of the final edition of the Megillah, which should help move that along a little bit quicker. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited also because another thing that's going on at the Mother Temple is that some of the tech stuff is getting upgraded. My friend Dave, who may or may not be in the chat here, is helping with that. He does it for work, and so his expertise has been very useful in helping get the church stuff upgraded. And yeah, and then the last time I was at church, we got these really beautiful matching dinette sets. And I ordered a new tablecloth for the church, and people are going vegan, and like I'm just really, 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 really excited. So cool. It'll be really exciting to see how things unfold. The other day I read a letter from Bob that talked about dreaming big, and it also talked about him ordering 50 of the new Megillahs, which he wanted me to help coordinate, and I am. But yeah, it's just really exciting to have these things all putting life into the church situation. And yeah, it's just, as you know, I'm really, really passionate about this. All my whole existence has been consumed by this. It's kind of funny because my existence was kind of consumed by a little bit by veganism before. And yeah, thinking about how I can kind of reconnect with my family and have better relationships with people, it's a little bit tricky because of the fact that everything that I do is like revolved either around this directly or like in Mount Shasta with the Shasta vegan community and the different things that I have going on here that, yeah, they're just everything that I am is just controversial and not exactly accepted in casual conversation. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how things all work out. Because, yeah, I can't not plant seeds and like not talk about what is exciting for me, especially if someone wants to be like, if my family wants relationships with me, if they want, me to want to interact with them, I have to feel like I am important too. And unfortunately for them, me feeling important has to do with my interests being acknowledged. And so it's going to leave lots of rooms for planting seeds or for silence. We'll see which one happens. Okay, I'm going to jump off of here, but I will be back with you tomorrow, I promise, for the book of Noah. And we're just going to finish the whole thing. And yeah, I have all of the slides ready and everything. I will make sure that I have a good night's sleep and am able um, to, to read well. All right. I hope that you have a wonderful day. It's not showing me anybody talking in the chat. And so I apologize if you are saying anything and I'm missing it, because I am not seeing it. And for some reason, when I go on to YouTube on my computer here, it's like logging me out or something weird. So I'm going to have to deal with that. I hope that you have a wonderful day and join me tomorrow, I promise, for the reading of Noah. May God and the goddess bless you.